Hello, beautiful souls. Well, I've been guided to do something a little bit different than I've ever done before, and we will see how that works out. I'm going to start doing daily clarity readings for the collective. This is for a collective, so it may not resonate with you. However, if you continue watching the daily reads, I am sure eventually something will. We get around to everyone in time. If you are interested in the types of decks that I use, today's deck is the Thelema Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. And what I'm going to be doing here is a combination of reading the cards. You can see I've already laid my 5-card freestyle spread and pulled the clarifiers, and channeling. The intent of this reading is for everyone listening to hear something that applies to their personal situation and brings them some clarity in dealing with that. I'm going to be calling these my Clarity Call readings. Please feel free to look at them on YouTube. Feel free to share, like, subscribe. Thank you to the people who already have. You guys are wonderful. So here we go. The intention I had with this reading is to provide clarity for people who are feeling lost. And there are way too many people who feel that way right now. Don't ever lose hope. Whatever you do, do not let go of that ability to wish upon a star, to dream of the things that are going to come to you. Life is a very hard teacher, and some of the lessons take us absolutely to our breaking point, and we have to be strong to survive them. Not all of us do. The one thing that will get you through those hard times, the one thing that will bring you to the point of seeing the light around the corner, is your ability to look up at the stars and say, that is the one that I wished on, and that one is still burning. And because that one star is still burning, my wish is still out there, and my wish was still being granted. I just have to hold on a little longer. It's hard to do. I know it's so hard to do. And so often you can't see the reason for the lesson while you're caught up in it. Or when you're repeating it for the 3rd or 5th or 17th time. All of the lessons in life have a reason to them, whether we see them or not. And often we won't see those reasons until after the lesson is learned and we've lived for another 5-10 years afterwards and can look back at it and say, oh, yeah, that was a turning point. That was important. That was something I needed to work on. That was where things started to clarify for me. So yeah, find the strength. Hold on. No matter what you do, hold on. And find the strength to keep going. Because you will get through it. No matter how desperate it is, you will get through it as long as you can survive. And once you do get through, everything changes. Once you've learned the lesson that life is trying to teach you, then you open yourself up to levels of abundance that you never dreamed of. Abundance comes in many forms. It's not always in the form of shiny gold coins. Abundance can be an abundance of love. It can be an abundance of knowledge. It can be an abundance of opportunities. All of the above and so many more. What abundance is life already bringing you? And remember, if you sit there and focus on the things you don't have, then you're focusing on the abundance of lack. And the universe responds to that with, oh, that must be what you want, and gives you more of it. Focus on the abundance of good in your life. Even if all you have to focus on is someone being kind to you. Every day, we make decisions that affect so many things that we don't even see. We juggle back and forth, should I, shouldn't I? And in doing so, we limit ourselves. Because the real answer is yes to both. You're juggling two decisions, why not find a way to make them both work? Even if it's in a way that is completely unexpected. The only way that you will rise above the life that you are in now is by refusing to play the game anymore, refusing to stay inside the box. This is the Judgment card, and in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the illustration shows people rising up out of their coffins. And that is what we have to do to claim the abundance that life is offering us. We have to rise up out of the boxes that society has put us in. We have to rise up out of the limitations we have been told that we have. We have to choose to not be bound by those limitations anymore and face the repercussions of being the people who make that choice. And then, and only then, receiving the abundance that comes to us from it. Changing who you are, rising from the dead, escaping the box of society. These are all things that people try to stop you from doing. People will tell you, you can't make a living following your passion. You cannot support yourself chasing this dream. You need to do the responsible thing. You need to make sure that you are supporting yourself first and foremost. You need to make sure that you're going to have a steady income coming in. And from a certain point of view, those are all very valid objections. But the only way to transcend those objections is to take the risk. That's what the final judgment call is all about. Are you willing to take the risk that allows you to lead a new life? Or are you staying in the box that society has put you in? No one makes that choice but you. You know, this is the happiest card in the deck and is the hardest card for me to read. Because there have been very few times in my life when I've had that level of happiness. But every time I have felt that happiness, felt that warmth, felt that love and acceptance, it has been a transformative experience. Every time I have been met with the embrace and openness and love and acceptance of others, it has opened up within me the ability to love and to accept and to let go of my preconceived notions. It has cracked open my heart so that people that, seem to be total strangers can make a home there. That is the secret to finding true happiness, It has nothing to do with material gain or having everything you want at your fingers. It has everything to do with love. Love of yourself that translates into love of everyone around you. Because when you accept yourself, even those aspects of yourself you're not sure if you like, but you accept them, then you can accept anyone else. You can sit there and look at anyone, no matter how different their life is from yours, and say, that is the life that you choose to lead, and it makes you happy, and I am so happy for you. Because really, that's what love is all about, isn't it? Seeing that someone does what brings them joy and harms no one else. Accepting that whether you understand it or not, it brings them joy and harms no one else. And loving them exactly as they are without the hubris of demanding changes. That's the transformation of being in the air of perfect love of yourself. Once you reach that, you love everyone else. And that is an incredible feeling. There have been a lot of changes in the world lately. And most of them, at least at first glance, are pretty terrifying. The wheel is always spinning. Those who are on top now could be crushed underneath it tomorrow. They could be thrown under the bus by their friends. It always turns. And you have to be prepared for those turns. Sometimes it seems to be turning slowly. It seems like time stands still and you're waiting and waiting and waiting for something that is your due. Even though the night in this picture is moving so very slowly, it is still moving forward. And the same applies for the wheel. Keep putting out the good, and the wheel returns good to you. Not in the same form, maybe not even a form you recognize at the time, but it does return. We do not, for the most part, have the ability to see all of the pathways that lie before us. We do not know what's around every corner. We don't know what's going to happen between sunset and sunrise. Moonlight changes things. It makes shadows darker and deeper. And it opens up the realms of the psyche. It opens up the third eye so that you can see and explore in ways that are so much harder to do in sunlight. Trust the moon to guide you. Trust. I'm hearing an owl outside my window right now. Trust the guardians of the night to guide you. Trust the psychopomps to let you know that if you listen to them, if you hear them, they will speak to you. They will instruct you. They will guide you. They will show you things you've never dreamed of before. It's frightening. It's very frightening not knowing what's ahead. It's frightening not knowing how the wheel is going to turn. But the truth is, the truth always has been and it always will be. And even though it's a double-edged sword and can cut you easily, truth guides you into being your best self. It can be unpleasant. Many people refuse to look at it because they're afraid of it so much. Be true with your word. Be true with your actions. Be true as you listen to your sense of self, to your instincts, to your integrity, to the small voice that speaks out to you and says, "This is." You know so much more than you realize. You really do. In this society, we are told over and over and over again, don't trust yourself. From the time we're children and we're told our imaginary friends don't exist, and we're told it so many times that we stop seeing them, to the times when we're teenagers and we're told that our feelings aren't valid because there is no possible way we could have any sort of connection with the world at a young age. To the times that we're told that our passions don't have monetary value and therefore have no meaning in society. None of that is true. What is true is that you matter, you see, you express, you. Who you are matters so much more than the amount of money someone assigns to the value that you give. Who you are is everything that truly matters. It is what you take from life to life. When we're in this life, when we are playing the game of finances and money and the energy exchange that we have tied up in dollar bills, we forget who we are. We forget our inner truth. We forget the things we know deep down to the core of our souls. It is up to you to defend those things. It is up to you to say, this is my personal truth. And that can be a lonely thing, being the only person standing there crying out into the darkness. But it is what must be done, no matter what challenge you face. When you no longer defend your integral truth, that's when you start to die. That's when you cease to be who you are. That's when you become just a cog in the machine. Don't give up your integrity. Don't give up who you are. Don't ever, ever let anyone take from you the wisdom and the knowledge that is in your very bones. That would be the ultimate betrayal of yourself. You have the strength. Remember this card? Yeah, you have the strength to defend who you are, to claim your truth, and to move forward into the happiness and satisfaction of knowing exactly where you are meant to be in the world, where you fit in the great scheme of the wheel, where your place is. And I can guarantee you there are very few whose places would be underneath the wheel. And certainly no one seeing this. Stand firm in your integrity. Stand firm in your knowing of who you are. Stand firm in who you should be. No one gives a damn about money. At least we shouldn't. It doesn't matter. What matters is you, your integrity, your connection with Source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. What matters is you. Don't ever give up on that.